Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hello everyone, Carrie here, and this is a little bit different than my normal videos. So anyway, it's going to be unscripted. I apologize for the ums and anything like that. I'll try to edit out as much as I can before I put this up. So recently, we had revealed to us a new Rakshasa miniature. And quite frankly, there's been some mixed reactions to it in the community. And what prompted this today was that I was on Facebook, and one of the Facebook the Facebook pages that had the picture up being like, hey look, new Rakshasa, and in their post they go, my personal opinion, it feels too sleek and not goofy enough. Thoughts? Well, I decided that I'm doing my thoughts here on YouTube on my channel because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about real quick in this, I guess, real quick. I don't know. I'm going to try to keep it short. So first of all, like if you go through the comments, a lot of it's like, it doesn't look like a Temu Mad Cat. What's the point of it? You know, it's supposed to look kind of derpy. This one looks a bit too cool. It's just very, oh my God, they made it look too much like a functional mech. I say functional loosely because it's BattleTech. Nothing's functional. But anyway, looking at the miniature, I think they've done a wonderful job here. So, without basically making it look like a Marauder 7M, I think it is, it has the twin SRM-4 launchers, they have gone and taken what was a Marauder, and they've made it try to emulate the Mad Cat. So, first of all, just looking at the aesthetics, the legs, they're Marauder legs with more armor on them. The little slots are covered up. And then as you get up to the torso, so I'm going to talk about the torso for a second. First, talk about the arms. The arms look like they're trying to emulate, once again, the the Mad Cat and the Vulture in the way they place the lasers. And it is reminiscent of the old style of the Rakshasa with having the laser ports exposed, when theoretically you could have gone with Marauder arms and just sort of tweaked them a little bit. They've actually gone here and said, no, we're going for something that looks like they're trying to emulate the Mad Cat. Then you get into the torso. The missile launchers, the whole back part looks like it's stuck on. So what I mean by this, there's like a carapace that sits atop the rear that has the missile launchers attached. That doesn't look like we're doing a factory thing, we're going to be able to make sure it's implemented into the body. No, we have to cover up these giant back ports, we have to put these missile launchers on here, let's figure out a way to mount them on there. And of course it's done with a second part that isn't even integral to the body. And in the body itself, to also try to emulate the Mad Cat, and I guess to for lack of a better way, make more room inside for the bigger extra light engine and all of that, is they just puffed it out. It reminds me of, if any of you have seen recently, Zoe the cat, who was a kitten who is apparently full of air, and they've helped her. She's getting along much finer now. But this reminds me of that. It looks like somebody took an air hose, shoved up a Marauder's ass, and just turned it on and puffed out the body. You can see the remnants of the little side vents next to the cockpit, and also the cockpit is far more reminiscent of the Marauder cockpit and not the trying to emulate a Mad Cat cockpit. So overall, I think this looks really good. Also, this is apparently supposed to be in the new A Game of Armor combat box, which means we are moving the AGOAC box from being in the Succession Wars to now being somewhere in the Clan Invasion, which I think is a big step for BattleTech, because in my aside from Alpha Strike, so core line BattleTech, we have never had, like, the Clan Invasion box was not a starter box. It builds on the A Game of Armored Combat box. The actual introduction Game of Armored Combat, or whatever you want to call it, going back, oh my god, like slightly younger than I am. Going back to the 1980s, it has always been an Inner Sphere box set. This is the first time that the core BattleTech box set is going to be set later. And I don't want to say it's going to have, because there was one that came with two different Inner Sphere Clan premium quality Omnimex of Thor and Loki and Thor, but those weren't really explained in the box. They were just there. This is actually apparently looking like it's going to be a Clan Invasion era in box set for the base box set for BattleTech. So anyway, I mean, it could be Clan era, but I doubt it. Although I do think the paint job on those is on that Rakshasa is Stetson's big booties, which I have a little bit of a respect for. I painted those up a couple months ago, or last month. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this new Rakshasa. It looks really good. I like the fact that they've gone and they have went and essentially puffed out a Mad Cat, threw some different arms on it, armored up the legs, and bolted this like secondary part to the roof of the a Marauder, and they've taken and bolted a secondary part to the roof of the Marauder and said, here, now it has missiles. So that's it. I am looking forward to it. Also, I'm looking forward to more announcements from Adepticon. I don't think that's started yet. It might start today? No. I am horrible with when Adepticon starts. I want to eventually go. I've never really been able to. Of course, my big thing is I want to go to Gen Con at least one time before I'm too old and decrepit to do it. Anyway, that's it for today. Just a short little rant on the new Rakshasa, which I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on. Y'all stay safe out there, Mech Warriors. This is Carrie, signing off. Thank you to my patrons. At Captain, we have Sarah. Lieutenants, we have Boy in a Box and Nasty Taurus. Sergeants, BZ Archer, Steven, Faz, Housemaster Poding, and Country Fried Minis. And our cadets, Scott, Jamie, NB Kaiju, Domini, and Brother Carr. I also want to thank my channel members, Miss J. Speechly, Anonymous Only Agent, and Greg Swars. And finally, Unicorn Company's sponsor, Fortress Miniatures and Games. Check them out. They're a huge supporter of the community and the best place to get all your BattleTech needs taken care of. If you want to support Unicorn Company, you can become a channel member here on YouTube or a patron at patreon.com/unicorncompany. Links to my sponsors, also Country Fried Minis and Scott's Game Room, will be in the description. Thank you all, and stay safe out there, Mech Warriors. This is Carrie, signing off.